Yes, folks, it's another one of those videos. A Harry Potter versus Twilight video, to be exact. For starters, I'd like to give this Twilight fan some credit because for the most part there's no real big spelling errors except for the fact that they misspelled Hermione several times. And their sentence structure. Yay! First of all, Twilight is about love. Real love. From what I understand, the love in Harry Potter isn't much. Edward would do anything for Bella. Die for her. How I see it, I know Ron and Hermione get together, but he seems like a horrible person for her. You're right. Twilight is about love. Real love? No. 'Cause real love isn't about obsessing over one another. And real love isn't obsessing over somebody's looks. The love in Harry Potter isn't much. Think about this. Love is what saved Harry Potter's life. It's kind of important for the story. It's kind of a big deal. Edward would do anything for Bella. Die for her. He would catch a grenade for her. Yeah, yeah. Throw his hand on a blade for her. Yeah, yeah. He'd jump in front of a train for her. Yeah, yeah. 'Cause he wouldn't die if he did any of that stuff, actually, so he can't actually die physically. He's already dead. I know that there were Harry Potter fans who were really upset about the whole epilogue in the Deathly Hallows, but personally, I really liked it. I liked that Harry and Ginny got together and that Ron and Hermione got together, and I liked it. So I disagree. Ron is not a horrible person for Hermione. Continuing on, and while I was talking about Hermione, here's something else. She is a weak character. Unlike Bella, who struggles every day. Hermione has no problems. The only things she has are self-created. She follows Harry into his troubles. Big whoop. While I read this paragraph, I became incredibly irritated and wanted to punch my computer screen. Maybe that seems like a little bit much, but this whole thing is just irritating. She's a weak character. I beg to differ. Okay. She does struggle with stuff, actually, and it's not something that she created. Okay, for example, her parents are muggles. They're non-magic parents, and yet she is a witch. Voldemort is the person who wants to destroy her and her family and other people like her because he wants a pure blood race of wizards and witches. And Draco is constantly downing her and saying things like, oh, you're a mudblood, and just being outright cruel to her. And that is not something she created. She follows Harry into his troubles. You know, she's a loyal friend. She wants to help Harry because she cares about Harry himself. And also there is the whole little small detail that if Voldemort wins, then all the mudbloods and muggles die. So there goes her and her whole family. Just a thought. And Harry, unlike Edward, drags everyone around him into his own problems. That's horrible for someone who's supposed to be the hero. Harry doesn't drag anyone into his problems. He doesn't even want to be involved in his own problems. He just wants to be a teenager. He wants to go to wizarding school and not have Voldemort, breathing down his neck. He doesn't drag anybody into his problems. If they are there with him, it's because they are his friends who are loyal and they want to help him. And they care about him. And they care about the future of the world. And just for the record, I consider a lot of characters in the Harry Potter series to be heroes, not just Harry. Ron and Hermione are in there, and just about everybody involved in the series that's on the good side I consider to be a hero, like Dumbledore and whatnot. So, just for the record. Continuing on. And Voldemort. He's just violent. I hear a lot of people die. Who wants to read about that? I mean, people die in Twilight, but come on. Those are small things readers can handle. But Harry Potter? That's just depressing. Okay. Wow. Voldemort is violent. Know why? Because he was based off of a real life person, Hitler. There you go. That's why he's so violent. And if he wasn't violent, he wouldn't be much of a bad guy. Bad guys don't talk things out. Sorry, Volturi, I'm sorry, but just for the record, you don't talk things out. That doesn't make you a bad guy. And you know what? Yeah, I was really, really upset when a lot of the characters that I loved were killed off in the book. I cried when Cedric died. I was pissed when Sirius died. And then Dumbledore's death completely blew me out of the water. I bawled my flipping eyes out when Dobby died. I didn't think that a character that kind of only pops in and out of the series would affect me so much, but it really did. Something about him being loyal to Harry constantly and always wanting to protect him and stuff, and then he died protecting him, and I lost it. It makes it more interesting when characters that you love are killed off, and I hate to say that because I don't like reading about my favorite characters dying off, but it made me want to see the movies. The last part, she says the only good thing that she finds about the Harry Potter series is that Robert Pattinson was in one of the movies, but she's not really sure why he did that. So pre-Goblet of Fire, if somebody had said Robert Pattinson, I would have said, who's that? Post-Goblet of Fire, if somebody said Robert Pattinson, I would say, oh, that guy from the Goblet of Fire that played Cedric. Oh yeah, I know who that is. He may have had a career in acting if he hadn't done Harry Potter and then hadn't done Twilight, but because he did Harry Potter, I think that's mostly why he got the part for Twilight, because he had some pretty big recognition already. He had already done a huge movie series, or at least a small little part of it anyway. That probably helped with him getting the part in Twilight. So you're welcome, Twilight fans. You are welcome. Before I heard about the whole Harry Potter Twilight comparison thing, I really didn't have a problem with Twilight and its existence. I really didn't care that much. I honestly thought I would have probably gotten into it because I heard it was a book series, and I was like, oh, I like book series. I like The Lord of the Rings, I like The Chronicles of Narnia, I like Harry Potter. Maybe I should read Twilight. But for some reason I just never really got into it, and now I'm glad I didn't get into it. Because I see what it could do to your brain cells and what you could turn into, and it's not pretty. It's not pretty at all. Until next time. Peace.